Hi everyone, today is going to be the Hilula, 3rd of Tammuz, of great rabbi from Tunisia. His name was Chacham David HaCohen, Yehonatan, Zecher Tzadik Livracha. He was actually born back in the year 1887, on the 5th of January. We're talking about more than 140 years ago. He was born and passed away in the year 1965 on the 3rd of July. Naturally, that is the 3rd of Tammuz. The Hilula also happens to be of the last Lubavitcher Rebbe, the same yard site today here on the 3rd Tammuz, and was very, very great Tunisian rabbi. He was also known as the Baba סידי. This was another word from him, and he would become at a young age chief rabbi of the area in Tunisia called Zrazis in Tunisia. He was a son came from great lineage also. He was a son of Rabbi ציון Cohen Yehonatan, and also was a student, a talmid of Chacham Yosef Berbi. This is from the Tunisian rabbinic dynasty over there. So as I said before, he was born back in the year 1887 in the city of Jerba in Tunisia, where a lot of the great rabbanim, I did a few other videos on over the time period, were actually born in that area also. And in around the year 1912, actually, the chief rabbi of the area called Zrazis passed away. His name was Chacham Yosef Buchrich. So, after he passed away, Chacham Yehonatan, he actually became the chief rabbi. So we're talking about 1912. So he was about at that stage in his mid-ish 20s at that stage in time. He was actually very well known that he actually didn't take a salary for the work he did. He worked by trade during the early couple of hours a day, and used, I think, his living from that. And he was like a tradesman, and would dedicate the rest of his day, close his shop at a specific early hour, and devote all the rest of his day to learning Torah, even till the middle of the night time, and was providing the needs for all his students and for his communities at that point in time, giving a lot of lessons at that point in time. So it was really a man that utilized every single moment, and saw the treasure chest of also working, and led by example, let's just say, among that derech, but utilized all his time and spent all his time learning Gemara and also the Shulchan Aruch, and had like an expertise within regards to his reading with the fluency of it. And he had was considered among the highest caliber of the Tunisian Rabbanim, among the different rabbis of his generations and of the Talmidim, the students of that place. He was considered a very pious, humble man. He had a great level of humility, and he was a litigator. And he was a Dayan also, who was judging different cases. And it was actually interesting, one of the greatness of him, and how much of a people's person he was. A lot of Muslims in Tunisia actually came to him for advice. He was seen as someone very much highly respected. So the people of different religions, not that just the Jewish people, came to him. Also, the Muslim community actually aspired to him. They looked up very much to him. They saw the greatness of his humility and his righteousness also. Later on, at a later stage, in the year 1962, so we're talking about many, many years afterwards, towards he must have been at that stage around 75 years old, he moved with his family to Israel, to Ashdod. However, he passed away on a Shabbat only around 3 years later, in July the 3rd, 1965, and was buried in the Kever, in the cemetery in Ashdod. So in 1965, so we're talking about 58 years ago, he passed away from this time here in 2023. And after his passing, many of his descendants compiled different books in his zechut, inside his memory, which from the teachings that he had brought about himself. For example, one of the books which was compiled was among the great Sfarim of his teachings was the Divrei David, which was compiled by his descendants, and also there was the Kolel of the Droshot. They compiled a book of his teachings on the Parashat HaShavua, which was called the Yad David also. And there was also books and pamphlets that were published within regards to his chidushim, his teachings on the Shas, on the Talmud Bavli itself at that point in time. So he was buried in Ashdod, and very interesting. They actually, inside the city of Ashdod, there's a lot of things, especially in his Hilula, in his memory that takes place. And also there's a Bet Knesset named after him in Ashdod, the famous Bet Knesset over there, called the Bet Knesset Bet David. That is in the city. So we see what a great person he is from Tunisia, among the rabbinic dynasty, was a chief rabbi in a huge area in Tunisia, was an expert, was an expert dayan, expert teacher. He also had a trade also at that point in time, and many great things. I very much advised to look up and search about him online. Many great teachings of the great rabbi himself, Chacham David HaCohen Yehonatan, who came from great lineage and has a lot of great descendants. Please look over the previous videos I also did, and many other Tunisian rabbis you will see among the list of the rabbanim so far. May we light candles in his memory, and all these zchuyot be protecting Am Yisrael through modern day. Have a great day, guys, and a meaningful day, and day packed with mitzvot and Torah. Take care. Bye.